Hi, it's me, Chio. Welcome. So, for today's video, we will be discussing how to come up with a story idea. But before we get started, I can tell you can see my shirt, but don't be fooled. I don't know how to do any of these things on this shirt. This shirt is actually in honor of my aunt who could actually do all these things. I, on the other hand, only know how to look like Snape. Okay, let's get started. So the idea is you're a writer and you're creative, so coming up with a story idea shouldn't be hard. And if you can't do it easily, then maybe you aren't a writer. But that's not true at all. While there are many writers who can come up with a story at the drop of a hat, there are also many who can't. And it can be for a number of reasons like stress, lack of inspiration, lack of time, and the list goes on and on. And we also tend to get into our heads a lot and psych ourselves out, thinking that our story isn't good enough or that it's been done before. Now, here's what I say to that. 1. There is nothing new under the sun, and 2, you'd never know until you try. 2 statements that were not said by me but still can do the job of convincing some people to go ahead and give their boring idea, cliche idea a try. While I can't get into your head and get you to come up with story ideas, I can give you some tips to help you on your way. So for this reason, I'm going to give you 7 ways you can come up with a story idea. Let's go. Number 1, choose the genre you want to write in. You don't have to be just one type of writer, but choosing a genre to focus in can help. Choose a genre you get really excited by or that you are comfortable with. It can be anything. There's romance, thriller, sci-fi, horror, mystery, crime, drama. So many genres to choose from. Just choose one. Number 2, choose your target audience. Are you writing for children or adults? You can be writing for little children or young adults or new adults or adults. And that can help you determine what kind of topics you can introduce in your story. That will tell you when it's right to put in sensitive topics and how to address these topics. Number 3, choose a theme. You could have sub-themes and stories for side characters that branch from the journey of your main character. You can have so many ideas you want to throw into that particular story, but you should always have a central theme. Do you want it to be about love or overthrowing a corrupt government system or surviving the apocalypse? Just choose one central theme where all the other ideas can meet. Number 4, learn to be a scribbler. Sometimes when you sit down to write, you find it hard to come up with ideas and you can feel like you're not creating how you're supposed to. But the thing is, ideas come to us at the most random times. So learn to collect these ideas when or wherever they come, no matter how random or silly they may seem. What I like to do is have little notebooks with me, in my bags, on my bedside table, anywhere I can leave a notebook, on my work table. The most useful ideas can come to you even when you're brushing your teeth. I know because that's happened to me recently. So when you are ready to make a story, you can go through your little notes with random ideas and piece something together that could actually make you come up with a good story. Number 5, observe people. People watching can sound creepy, but it's totally fine when you're a writer. I promise. But honestly, you'll be surprised how many ideas you can come up with just by watching people. Get curious, ask yourself the most random or basic or ridiculous questions you can about people. Like, you see a man walking down the street, think, where is this man going? Where is he coming from? What does he think of when he's on his own? What situation can interrupt his day? These kind of thoughts form both characters and story plots. Number 6, choose a lesson and or personality. This can go hand in hand with people watching. If you want your book to be educational or inspiring in any way, then choose a lesson you want your readers to learn from the characters or from the situation at the end of the story. Also, by choosing a personality for at least your main character, You can decide what kind of challenges will be difficult for them and what kind of situations they can overcome, and this can fuel the idea of creating a story. And number 7, draw a story map. Sometimes the best way to determine your story is to visualize it in some sort of way. Story maps can be helpful in this regard, and I'm not talking about fully detailed types of maps. The way I come up with my story ideas and chain of events is by writing it in a notebook. I can never start with a laptop ever. Some people use sticky notes on a table or in a book, or some people use a board and use like a chalk or marker to arrange their story. What you should do is write the central idea smack in the middle of your book or on a board and start drawing branches from there with names of characters, locations, turning points, first fights, different things that could influence this central theme. Even if they seem mismatched at first, as you go, you can decide how something can blend well, or what you can scrap, or what you can change, until you come up with something that sounds concrete. So these are my 7 tips on coming up with a story idea. These points I talked on help narrow down the random noise or overwhelming feeling and just gives you a chance to write. Again, never think that your story has been done before, because as I said, there's nothing new under the sun. Just think about what twists or changes you can add to it that can make it yours. And also, don't think that your story is not good enough, especially if you put in effort into coming up with that story. Your audience is actually waiting for you out there. They just don't know your book exists. So they're waiting for you to write it so they can enjoy the story. So never stop writing, never stop creating, and never stop loving what you do. And that is it for my video today. I hope it's been helpful to you, and if you did find this video helpful in any ways, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.